Hi, welcome or welcome back to The Books Are Everywhere. So it's the start of another weekly reading vlog. It is Monday, so we are right at the start of the week. It is Monday morning, and I thought I'd just share with you what I'm currently reading and some plans I have for the week. So I started Message Not Found late last night. This is another book on my March TBR from March mini golf. So I'm reading this one at the moment and I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm literally only 30 pages in, so I have only just started it, but I have the sense that this one is going to be a very quick and addictive one to read. It follows Bailey and Vanessa, but Vanessa passes away. Yeah, so Vanessa leaves Bailey's house one night and I think she hits her car into something, crashes her car, and dies. And it basically follows Bailey, who is kind of left trying to find out what actually happened, why she left the house that night, the kind of mystery surrounding it, and also creating a chat bar of all of their texts together, because she is a kind of a coder, she's really into coding, and from there this chatbot starts kind of revealing things about Vanessa and how she passed away. So very intrigued to see where this one goes. Love the premise of it, super interesting, and it is told very much in incredibly short chapters which have these lovely illustrations at the start of them, and they are literally only a couple of pages long each time, which is really good because they're so quick, and also has some text. So I think this one is going to be really quick to read. Already read like 30 pages in the blink of an eye last night. I just needed to go to bed. So very excited to read more of this one. And then my other kind of plans for the week, I need to pick another audiobook today. Don't know what that's going to be, but I will pick one soon, hopefully. Just trying to think. But I also have some other plans for reading this week because I realised I never did the character creation prompts for the Magical Readathon, which I took part in the Novice Path in September last year, and is starting up again in April, which is next month, which starts next week. And I never did the 3 character prompts to set up my character. So there's 3 prompts: the background of your character, the province that they come from, and the heritage of your character, and I need to read 3 books that fit those prompts, depending on where I want my character to come from, their heritage and their province, so, and their background. So I have decided the first 2 prompts are, so for the background, are wildling and urban. Basically that just means to either read a book that's largely set outside in a forest or in nature, or in a city or town. This is the one I think I'm going to struggle with the most, because I think the books I want to read, although God, I've got books all around me. Although they do fit, they also fit other prompts like more importantly than that. So I was thinking of choosing, no, not this one. So I was actually thinking of choosing Tide Song, which I finished late last night after having looked at this and thought about this. So I feel like I can kind of sneak this in there because it was largely set outside near the ocean. So I think that would be fine, but I would like to try and obviously fit a new book in if I can. The other book I want to read this week, or at least start, is Storyland, which is a new mythology of Britain, and that's by Amy Jeffs. So I have a feeling I'm hoping to actually meet the author at an event this weekend that she's doing. So I'm hoping, obviously because of the nature of this book, it is going to be set outside, because it's mythology, and it's set in Britain as well, and this one is basically just full of myths that are in Britain. Don't know how much of this book I'm actually going to get read before going to the event, but I would like to start it this week, and I feel like it would fit the prompt. But if I can't get this finished, then I'm going to sneak Tide Song in there. We will see. But this is a mythology collection about Britain. It's illustrated, and I am looking forward to finding out more. I've had this proof copy since last year when it came out in September, so definitely need to get around to it, especially because I'm going to meet the author on Saturday, I think. So the next prompt is the province that you come from, and that is either read a book set in a desert if you want to be from Daeroon. Dark Meadow is read a dark academia. Erythia? Perthia. Read a book that features Fae or elven characters, and Kerador, read a book from an ongoing series. And I think I'm going to go for the one I can't pronounce, which I'm going to say is Erythia. I think that's wrong, but we're going with it. And that says read a book that features Fae or elven characters. I didn't get this book down, but I'm going to read House of Sky and Breath, which I need to read in March. And we're already on the 21st, so I will try. But I'm happy as long as I start it. And that's what I've decided, because I have been a little bit behind, but I've also had more pressing things to do with my March TBR rather than my March TBR this month, so I won't be too upset if I don't finish it this month, but I will at least start it. So that's the province prompt. And then the last one is a heritage, and if you want to be of dwarven heritage, it's read a science fiction book. Earthling is read a book with elemental magic or an elemental word in the book or the series title, so air, fire, earth or water. An elf is moon or stars on the cover or title. A human is read a contemporary or non-fiction. Elithrian? Hang on, is it? Okay. Elithrian. A book with a crow on the cover or title or a red cover. And then Skymorn is read one of the oldest books you have or own on your TBR. So that is the prompts for that. I would like to be of Earthling heritage, which is read a book with elemental magic or an element word in the book or series title. And I'm going to go for The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axio, which is also on my March TBR. So hopefully I can also read this. We've got a lot going on this week, but I know this doesn't exactly have... I don't know if it has elemental magic, hopefully it does. And I know it doesn't necessarily have an element word in the book or series title. As far as I know, this doesn't have a series title, or it's the same, not sure. But I think we can safely say that this is very water based, and it says sea in the title, and I'm taking that because it's close enough. So I'm going to read this for that prompt, and I'm hoping to get all of those read this week and into next week. So I hope you enjoy following me on this journey of trying to get these books read in the next 10-ish days. 10 days. It's 10 days. It's exactly 10 days till the end of the month. Wish me luck. I hope you enjoy following me on this journey. And yeah, I will speak to you soon. Hi, it's Thursday and I am here with Joe, my fellow Waterstones bookseller, and we are actually at a conference today selling books, and it's something neither of us have really done this kind of like big event before, but it's really nice. Everyone's really lovely, and yeah, we're just having quite a fun time, and it's nice to be able to spend some time together, and it's just really interesting to meet these people that are like in a completely different field to us as well. But everyone's been really lovely so far. We got free food. It's been a really good day. I will update you later on what I've been reading and stuff, because I have finished a book and read a lot of another book since I last spoke to you, but it's been a busy week. But I thought I'd just check in while I'm at this conference in this room. Everyone's in like a talk right now, so it's really quiet, but it's just really cool. So I will speak to you soon. Hi everyone, it is Thursday, so it's the same day as I spoke to you in the last clip, a bit later on in the evening, because I said I was going to update you on what I've been reading, and yeah, we're going to do that now. I'm totally ready to go to bed, but I wanted to just check in with you guys before I do, because I finished Message Not Found this morning actually, and I read this super quick and I really enjoyed it. It was really good. It was slightly different to what I expected it to be, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the synopsis of this sets it up to be like a high intensely paced thriller, and while it is like a mystery, I wouldn't necessarily say it was a thriller as such. it is more of like a contemporary with thriller elements to it, aspects to it, but it's also more about kind of Bailey and her grief and coming to terms with what has happened to her best friend. And I think it is kind of slightly slower than it being a thriller and what I expected for it. And I think if I'd have known that going into the book, I might have enjoyed it slightly more. I'm still going to give it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really good. Really like the portrayal of grief. I can't talk from my own experience because I am very lucky to have not lost anybody really close to me, like no immediate family or friends. So yeah, but I did really enjoy it. I thought it was portrayed really well. It made me emotional. I thought the kind of confusion that Bailey faced in this book and with what she was dealing with was really well written and relatable. And yeah, I really liked a lot of things about it. I found it really interesting. There was also a forget-me-not pin that was mentioned a lot in the book and is like significant to the story. And it was a pre-order, like the main character's best friend that passed away, Vanessa, she was like a big book nerd and she had like a Bookstagram account and stuff. And the Forget Me Not pin was like for her favourite book, and it was for the book was called Forget Me Always, I think, or Forget Me, yeah, something like that. And it reminded me of Addie, and I don't know if it is because of Addie or not, but Addie's my favourite book and it has Forget Me Nots on it. So I don't know, it feels a bit coincidental, which made me very happy. I don't know if I'm imagining that or not, but I liked it anyway. But yeah, it was really interesting, slightly different than what I expected, because I think I expected the chatbot itself to reveal a lot more, when in reality it's more Vanessa finding out of things because she's gone out of her way to speak to people and do certain things because of what the chatbot said. So the chatbot's is a little less significant than what I expected it to be, but I still really enjoyed it and would highly recommend it. It comes out in April 28th in the UK, and I think it's already out in the US because it's the 22nd of March release date. So go and get it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. And I would definitely recommend it. I have also been reading The Lighthouse Witches. This is a proof copy from last year. It came out in September 2021 and I'm really enjoying this so far. I've been listening to this one on audiobook just because I don't have a lot of audiobooks left on Scribd left to read, so I picked up this one and it is again different than what I expected. It follows this family, a mother and her 3 girls, as they move to this island off the coast of Scotland, and there's a lighthouse and there is this bothy that they live in as well, and dark things begin happening and they actually all go missing, and then it follows them, or it follows some of them like later on in the present day. So it's set between 2021 and 1998. It's really interesting so far. I don't think it's gonna be like a 5-star or anything. I think it'll probably be a 3.5 or 4-star. But yeah, I do find it really interesting. It is less focused on witches than I expected necessarily, so I feel like the title can be a little misleading, but I am enjoying it all the same. And I think if you're looking for something that's kind of like haunting, interesting, slow, I say kind of slow, I guess I'm not necessarily reading it physically, so I'm finding it quite quick to read, but yeah, definitely kind of like haunting vibes, then maybe check this out. But I am quite enjoying it so far. Glad I picked it up on audiobook because it's very, very easy to follow and easy to read, which I'm enjoying. I'm going to start The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea this evening, which I'm very excited for because I loved XOXO by this author, so very much looking forward to starting that one. And I also picked up my proof copy from work of How to Kidnap the Rich by Rahul Raina, which looks really cool. I love this cover so much. This is so cool. I love this proof copy. Don't know too much about this one. I think it's about a consultant who is a cog in the wheel that keeps India's middle classes thriving. He takes an exam for Rudy, an tolerably lazy but rich teenager, and he accidentally scores the highest mark in the country and propels Rudy into stardom. How to Kidnap the Rich is an electrifying, addictive, fast-paced debut novel about modern fame and success, and it's only about 300 pages long, not even that. So I thought I'd pick this one up, and hopefully you'll be able to read it soon. So yeah, different to what I'd normally read and pick up, but I also have really enjoyed thrillers recently. Really like Message Not Found, which is kind of a thriller, and really loved Greenwich Park, so I'm intrigued by this one even though it's quite different. And yeah, love this cover, which I think is the trade paperback of this book. Yeah, so I'm gonna go now, but I will catch up with you tomorrow. Very exciting things happening tomorrow. Going to London to see V. Schwab, me and Mark are, so I will vlog that for you and I'll speak to you then. Hi, it is Friday. I thought I would just pop in with a quick update for you. I have actually finished a book this morning, which is The Lighthouse Witches by CJ Cook. I was listening to this one on my run this morning. I only had about an hour of the audiobook left, maybe a little bit, maybe an hour and a half. Yeah, it must have been, because I ran for an hour and I still had like 40 minutes left. So then when I got home, I read the final kind of like 30 pages that I had, so I finished it. And I must say I actually really enjoyed where this book went. I wasn't exactly sure how it was going to end and how I would feel about that ending, but I did actually quite like the ending, quite liked where it went. It was really interesting, it was quite unexpected, but I think I talked to you a little bit about this and what the actual book's about yesterday. But yeah, it just followed these sisters as they all went missing, and then it followed one of them in the present day. So the story was mainly told by the mother in 1998 and then one of the daughters in present day, and it kind of flitted between those two. It was quite dark, it was haunting, I liked the writing, but I do feel like in a way I'd have struggled reading this physically because it is split into sections with different narrators. So then you have Liv, and then you'll have like a number of chapters with Liv, and then it'll change to Luna in present day, and then you'll have a number of chapters with Luna, and then you'll also have these bits interspersed, which is a book within the book, and they are not headed by anything, I don't think. So it's the grimoire of Patrick Roberts in these italics, the italicized bits, but I think it would have been a little bit confusing. I liked the audiobook because it did give me the characters these distinct voices, which really helped with it, so I would recommend the audiobook if you want to read this. But the only few complaints I have is it did feel a little like it's a fantasy, obviously it's far-fetched, but there was some stuff that just felt like plot holes or just going towards plot holes. Obviously these kids go missing, and there is discussions in the book about like when they go missing. And I don't know if I meant like what to say as a spoiler or not, because I don't know what's on the synopsis, because I only have this like short bit on the back. But there's things in here about when the sisters went missing that just don't quite... I'm like, why are they not questioned more by certain like services? I just don't really understand. It felt a little bit like they were trying, the author was like trying to cover these things up and square them away and say like, oh well, this isn't questioned because of this, but it didn't feel like it quite was enough and didn't feel quite genuine. So that was the only kind of complaint I had, that some of it just felt a little bit like, oh, I don't think that would really happen. And the way it was kind of like squared away and explained wasn't quite enough for me, I guess, for me to actually believe it. And although this is obviously fantasy, there is so much of it set in the real world that it became a little bit annoying, but it is only a little complaint. I think I'm still going to give this one 4 out of 5 stars. I did quite enjoy it, and if you're looking for a darker, haunting story about witches set in on a Scottish island, then I would definitely recommend it. So I still need to start The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea because I haven't started that yet, but I definitely will be starting that today, hopefully at some point. But yeah, just wanted to chat to you about this one, and I will speak to you probably tomorrow because we are going to the B. Schwab signing in London this afternoon, so I will film a bit of that and hopefully you'll see that next. Hi, it is Sunday. I know I'm at work, but I'm actually going to wrap up this vlog here now, just so I can have like a whole evening ahead of me where I don't have to vlog, and I might run straight after work if I can and if it's not dark, because the clocks have now gone forward in the UK. So I probably won't be looking very pretty later if I do run. So I thought I'd just wrap up this vlog here. Sorry I didn't speak to you yesterday. We actually just had a lovely family day. Me and Mark and my family, so that was really, really nice, and I'm glad we got to do that. I think that is probably the most that we've all managed to spend time together in the 2.5 years me and Mark have been together, just being all in one place in one time. Apart from like at Christmas was a rarity, so we made the most of it and had a lovely, lovely day. So I'm really glad that happened. But I do have some reading updates for you and some books I have got as well in the past couple of days. I say that today. The first one being the beautiful Illumicrate copy of Gallant. Both of these, the two books I'm going to show you are from Amy. Thank you so, so much, Amy. She gets the Illumicrate subscription box, monthly box, and she decided to give me her copy of Gallant, which I'm very, very grateful for because it's absolutely stunning. I love this edition. The sprayed edges are absolutely beautiful, and I just love the idea of this with the red flowers on the top and them alive, and then this which looks kind of like rotted and broken. I just absolutely love it. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. The back is gorgeous. The end papers are so haunting and so cool, and then under the dust jacket is beautiful as well. So I'm over the moon to have this. Thank you so much to Amy for gifting me this one, and she also gave me the Barnes & Noble signed first edition, which is my only American hardback, so I'm very excited for this one. I love the formatting of this. It's square, and it also has like a matte cover, like a matte dust jacket with just these few kind of shiny points on it. I love this sticker. I might keep it on because it's gold. But yeah, I'm very lucky to have this as well. This was gifted to me through Amy by a friend of Amy's, so thank you to Sam and to Amy for this, because I am very, very appreciative of being able to have not only an American edition, because I love this cover, but also an American signed first edition that has signature has, again, really beautiful end papers, quite haunting and pretty, and then also has this beautiful underdress jacket as well, which I just love. So thank you for letting me expand my collection of copies of Gallant, because I love it and I'm very excited. I now have like 5 copies, I think. This is this might be my 4th and my 5th, because I've got the Proof, the Waterstones one, and the Forbidden Planet hardback, and then the Illumicrate and the American. So 5 copies of Gallant so far, 15 copies of Addie LaRue so far. Yeah, I love V Schwab. All I said to her when I met her on Friday, I was so nervous, and I told her I was nervous to meet her, and I said, like, I've met her before, but Addie is my favourite book and I've read it since. And I think she said something, or I said something about Gallant, and she said, oh well, it's tough to like top Addie. And I said like about Addie being my favourite book, and I just said to her, like, I think, yeah, it is tough to top Addie, but Gallant is also amazing, and it's so different, and I love that she writes such different books, which is something I often say on my channel. I just love that she manages to write very, very different novels, which is very, very cool, and I love reading anything she writes. So yeah, had a lovely time on Friday meeting her as well. But anyway, on to the books I'm currently reading. I started The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. I am not very far in at all. I am only like 30 pages in, and I am enjoying this so far. I'm just worried that I'm going to get a bit confused. It just feels very complicated. It's following this girl who is Mina's, it's the main character's called Mina. It's following her, I think. I think she's called Mina. Yeah, so she's called Mina. She jumps into the water to save her brother who also jumped into the water to save his beloved. So the brother's beloved jumps, the brother jumps, and then Mina jumps into the water beneath the sea to save her brother. And we've got this kind of cycle, and there under the water in the spirit realm, there is a magical city of lesser gods and mythical beasts, and Mina finds the sea god who is trapped in an enchanted sleep. With the help of a mysterious young man and a motley crew of demons, gods and spirits, Mina sets out to wake him and bring an end to the storms once and for all. But she doesn't have much time. A human cannot live in the land of the spirits, and there are those who would do anything to keep the sea god from waking. So this synopsis is incredibly long. There are a lot of characters, and it's very kind of mythical. So I'm really hoping that I don't find this too confusing, and I am kind of finding it okay to follow so far, but I'm a little bit worried about it getting more complicated as we go on. But I do love Axio's writing, and I am excited to see where this one goes because I loved XOXO so much. So we'll see where this one goes. I also actually started The Nature of Witches this morning on audiobook because I literally have like hardly any audiobooks left on my TBR. So I started that one, completely the wrong time of year. I would have liked to have read it closer to Halloween, but oh well. And I'm enjoying it so far, but I feel like it's one of those I can already tell I'm not going to be blown away by it. It's reading quite young, and I don't have a synopsis with me, so I can't really tell you like what it's about other than it follows this witch who accidentally killed her best friend and lives on this kind of like camp. I imagine it as like a summer camp for witches, but I think it's like a boarding school for witches, and she kind of is battling against herself in the fact that she doesn't want to do magic anymore because it killed some of the people closest to her, but she also might have to use magic to save those around her. So I think that's kind of what's going on right now. That also should fit my magical readathon prompt, which as far as I remember is read a book with Faye, which I'm hoping will still be House of Sky and Breath, but I need to get to that. And then read a book primarily set in the outdoors, which I think I'm going to use The Lighthouse Witches, which I read this week. And then read a book with elemental magic, which I was going to use this one, or an element in the title. I was going to use this one because of the sea and the water and stuff. I think I might actually use The Nature of Witches because it seems to actually have elemental magic, even though it's not been like written down as such so far, named as such, but I think it does. So I might use that, which puts me in a good stead to start the magical readathon in April. Still need to watch that announcement video and get on that. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I hope this has all made sense, and I hope you've enjoyed this week's reading vlog, and I will see you next week with another one. Bye.